Something already moved in you before this began. Not your mind, not your intention. Something older than both of those. Something underneath the layer of thought and decision and scrolling past everything else that wasn't this. Your field moved. And it brought you here to this exact moment, this exact transmission. Think about what that means for a second out of everything competing for your attention right now. Every demand, every notification, every open tab of your life that hasn't been dealt with yet. Something in the quantum layer of who you are recognized a frequency and reached toward it. That is not accident. That is not algorithm. That is your own energy field doing what it does when a chapter is ending and something larger is beginning to press itself through. You are standing at a doorway, not the doorway you've been waiting for while you hoped and worked and held on through things that were harder than they should have been. The doorway, the one your field has been navigating toward through all of it. I know that because of why you're here, and I need you to stay, because what we're going to move through today is not motivation, it is not inspiration, it is a transmission that your field has already said yes to. The question is whether you're ready to say yes consciously. Your field already said yes. Now your mind must follow. The frequency shift manual is your real recalibration map. 163 pages. Not inspiration. The actual doorway. Link is pinned in comments. Claim it before this window seals and your frequency drops permanently. Do not wait, and if this transmission is already landing in your field, drop 111 in the comments right now. That number means one thing. I am here, I am receiving this, my field is open. If you feel that, say it. And if this channel is new to you, subscribe to the Cosmic Transmission. Every video here is built for exactly this moment, for the person standing at the entrance of something they have been preparing for without knowing it. Stay in the field, and if something in you already knows this transmission is real, like this video, not as a gesture, as a signal, a declaration that your field is ready to receive what is already assembled for it. Now, let's go deeper. Your field moved first. There is something about you that your mind doesn't have full access to. Not your feelings, not your intuition, though that's closer. Something more precise than both of those. Your electromagnetic field, the living, pulsing, measurable field of organized energy your heart generates with every single beat. Researchers at the HeartMath Institute have been documenting this for decades. What they found is not subtle. The electromagnetic output of the human heart is approximately 60 times greater in amplitude than the electrical activity of the brain. 60 times. And this field radiates outward from your body in every direction. Not inches. Feet. A toroidal field that extends above you and below you and around you. Pulsing, broadcasting, carrying information about who you actually are at the frequency level. This field is your primary point of contact with reality. Not your thoughts, not your goals, not your strategy. This field, the one your body generates right now without your permission and without your conscious input. And here is what matters for where you are in your life right now. This field knows things before you do. It begins moving toward a new chapter before your mind has language for it. It starts reaching for a different frequency while you are still consciously managing the one you're in. That reaching is why you are here. Your field recognized something in this transmission before you clicked. It moved toward it the way a compass moves toward north. Not because it was told to, because the alignment was already real. And now that you are here consciously, something else becomes possible that wasn't possible before. You can participate in what your field is already doing. You can become a deliberate, conscious partner in the shift that has already begun. That changes everything about what comes next. If your field brought you here, drop the number 111 below. That number means I am receiving this. The transmission has already begun what a chapter change actually is. Most people think a new chapter is something that happens to them. A job changes, a relationship ends. They move to a new city. Something external shifts and they call it a new chapter because the circumstances look different. But that is not a chapter change. That is scenery change. A real chapter change, the kind you are in the middle of right now, happens at the level of your electromagnetic field before any of the external circumstances move. The field shifts first. Reality reorganizes after, always in that order. Here is how to understand what has been happening in your field during this period of your life. Every major elevation in a person's experience, every genuine movement into greater love, greater alignment, greater clarity and creative power is preceded by a specific sequence in the electromagnetic field. The field goes through what researchers call a coherence disruption. The old broadcast pattern breaks up. The signal becomes temporarily scattered. The coherence drops before it rises. And when you are inside that disruption, when you are in the space between the old frequency and the new one, it does not feel like reorganization. It feels like unraveling. You have felt that. The things that used to feel stable feeling suddenly uncertain. The identity you knew how to inhabit feeling like it belongs to someone slightly different from who you're becoming. The relationships that used to feel effortless requiring more energy than they return. The goals that once felt alive feeling hollow in a way you couldn't explain without sounding ungrateful. That was not failure. That was not stagnation. That was your field dissolving an old frequency to make space for the one that is actually yours. The disruption is the evidence of the upgrade, not the proof that something is wrong. The proof that something real is happening underneath everything that looked like nothing was happening. Your field has been doing the most important work of your life. Quietly, without your conscious understanding, without asking your permission. And now it is almost done. If this is landing in your body, not just your mind, right? Received in the comments. That word carries a frequency. Use it. The story of someone who came through. I want to tell you about a man named Darian. When I first became aware of Darian's field, he was 3 years into what he privately called his disappearing period. Not because his life had collapsed dramatically. The dramatic collapses are almost easier because at least they give you something to point to. Darian's life had not collapsed. It had quietly drained of color over about 36 months until he found himself doing things that were technically fine while feeling like someone watching his own life through glass. The career was still there. The relationship was still there. The apartment was still there, but something essential had stopped resonating with any of it. And the absence of that resonance, that felt connection to his own existence, had become a constant low frequency in the background of everything he did. He described it to me as living in a signal that kept cutting out. What was actually happening in Darian's field during those 36 months was precise. His electromagnetic broadcast had been carrying a frequency that no longer matched the internal reality of who he was becoming. The life he had built was genuinely right for the version of him that built it. But that version had been evolving, and the field had been trying to communicate that evolution through the only language it has, through felt experience, through the quiet wrong note feeling of being in circumstances that used to fit and now no longer do. The disruption in his field was not dysfunction, it was information. And then something shifted, not in his circumstances, in his field. There was an ordinary Tuesday, he told me, when he was sitting in a coffee shop doing nothing in particular, and something in his chest settled in a way it hadn't settled in years. Quiet, definite, not peaceful in a forced way, peaceful in the way that happens when something finally stops fighting itself. He didn't have words for it. He just held still and let it be there. That was the moment his clearing completed. Within 4 months, 3 things he had been trying to make happen for years arrived simultaneously. Not because he worked harder, not because he finally got the formula right, because his field stopped broadcasting a frequency that belonged to someone he was no longer becoming. And the quantum field, which responds to your actual broadcast rather than your intended one, began assembling around who he actually was. You are at that Tuesday, not waiting for it, in it. The settling has already begun in your field. What we are doing today is making it conscious, and a conscious shift carries 10 times the amplitude of an unconscious one. If something in you recognized Darian's story, right? Window below, that word tells your field you can see what is actually happening. The science of your signal. Your aura is not a spiritual concept. I want to say that plainly because it matters for how you hold everything else we're exploring. The field around your body is not metaphor. It is electromagnetic reality. It is the same category of phenomenon as the field around a magnet or the field a radio tower broadcasts. Measurable, observable, carrying real information in real time. And here is the piece that most people have never been told. The quantum field around you, the field of probability from which your physical reality assembles itself, responds to your electromagnetic broadcast before it responds to anything else, before your thoughts, before your actions, before your words. The broadcast comes first, the assembly follows. This means your life at the quantum level is a readout of your field. Not a punishment, not a reward, a readout. Completely neutral, completely faithful. Whatever frequency your heart is generating, whatever emotional signature is embedded in your electromagnetic broadcast, that is what the quantum field works with. It has no opinion about whether the frequency is one you consciously chose. It simply responds. This is why certain patterns recur in people's lives regardless of how hard they work to change them. The circumstances change, but the underlying field frequency remains the same. And so the pattern assembles again in different clothing, not because the person is broken or doing something wrong, because the broadcast hasn't changed, so the readout hasn't changed. And this is why what you are in the middle of right now is so significant. Your field frequency is changing, not cosmetically, at the level of its actual electromagnetic signature. The old pattern is clearing from the broadcast. The new one, the frequency that belongs to the chapter you are entering, is beginning to stabilize. And as it stabilizes, the quantum field's readout is shifting. A different category of reality is becoming available to your field, not slightly different, categorically different. The way color is categorically different from black and white. The new chapter is not a better version of the old one. It is a different frequency of existence entirely. Write 333 below if you felt something clarify just now. That number is a confirmation. Use it to anchor the frequency. The practice, broadcasting your new frequency. This is not a visualization exercise. What we are about to do is a deliberate act of electromagnetic coherence. It is a way of intentionally organizing your heart's broadcast so that it carries a specific and clear signal into the quantum field around you. The difference between this and hoping or wishing is the difference between a clear radio signal and static. The quantum field responds to signal. It cannot work with static. Find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders release. Let your hands rest open if you can. Open palms broadcast, closed hands hold. We are broadcasting right now. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, not a concept, the physical center of your chest. Feel the warmth there. Your heart is beating right now. Each beat is generating an electromagnetic pulse that radiates outward from your body in all directions. That is not poetic language. That is physiology. You are surrounded by your own field in this moment. Feel that as a physical reality rather than an idea. Now breathe into that center, slow, full. beginning in the chest and expanding downward into the belly. And as you breathe, find something real, not something you think you should feel grateful for. Something your chest actually responds to with warmth. A person, a place, a single memory, a piece of music, something that produces genuine warmth in your body when it enters your mind. Let it be simple. Simple is more powerful than grand. Feel that warmth. This is not imagination. When your heart generates genuine appreciation, its electromagnetic rhythm becomes more organized, more consistent, more powerful. Researchers call this cardiac coherence. Your signal is becoming cleaner in this moment. Your field is expanding. Not metaphorically, your broadcast is reaching further right now than it was 60 seconds ago. Stay in that warmth. Let it fill upward through your throat and downward into your belly and outward through your arms. Let it move beyond your skin because it already is beyond your skin. Your field extends feet beyond your body in every direction. Now from inside that warmth, feel this as a present reality rather than a future hope. The chapter is here, not coming. Here, your field has completed its reorganization. The old frequency has cleared, the new one is stabilizing. The quantum field around you is already beginning to assemble around this new signal. Not because you've earned it, because your field is broadcasting it. And the quantum field, which has no opinion, which simply responds, is reading what your heart is generating right now and assembling accordingly. Feel yourself as someone who has already arrived at the entrance of something real, not someone who hopes they have, someone who knows. Hold that for a moment. Let your body learn what this frequency feels like. Because you can return to this anytime. In 30 seconds, in any ordinary moment of your day, you can return to this warmth, this settled knowing, and rebroadcast it. And every time you do, the quantum field responds to a cleaner version of your signal. If you felt your field shift during that practice, write "activated" below. That word is for everyone in this field reading these comments. Their eyes on it amplify it. Why some things are falling away. There is something happening in your relational field right now that you may not have language for yet. Some of the people who were central to the previous chapter of your life are moving to a different distance. Not dramatically in most cases, not with conflict or rupture. Just a gradual drift. Conversations that used to flow requiring more effort. A sense of being slightly out of phase with people you used to feel completely in sync with. A pulling back that you may have interpreted as your fault or their fault when in reality it belongs to neither. This is frequency reorganization. Your field has shifted. And the people whose fields resonated with your previous broadcast are no longer in the same resonant relationship with you. Not because they have failed, not because you have. Because resonance is not a moral category, it is a physical one. Fields that vibrate at compatible frequencies entrain with each other. Fields that no longer share a primary frequency naturally drift apart. The people who belong to your new chapter are already in motion toward you. Some of them you already know, and you will find that something between you deepens and brightens in a way that feels almost surprising. Conversations that go further than they used to. A sense of being seen at a level that didn't happen before. An ease of genuine connection that doesn't require maintenance or performance. Others you haven't met yet, but your coherent field is the signal they are navigating by right now. The same way your field navigated you here, their fields are navigating them toward whoever is broadcasting at the frequency that matches where they're going. You are that broadcaster for some of them. And when you meet, you will recognize each other at a level beneath words. A sense of immediate familiarity. The feeling of someone seeing who you actually are rather than the version you've been performing. Trust the drift. Trust the approach. Both are the quantum field doing precisely what it does when a frequency shifts. It reorganizes the relational field to match the new broadcast. What is moving away belongs to the old chapter. What is moving toward you belongs to the new one. Let both be correct. Write counsel below if you feel the new chapter people already beginning to appear in your field. That word carries a collective frequency. You are not in this alone. The acceleration. Here is something that can feel disorienting if you're not prepared for it. When your field reaches a new coherence frequency, the quantum field's response time changes. Not slightly, dramatically. Things that used to take years begin to happen in months. Things that used to take months begin to happen in weeks. Connections that you assumed would require years of slow building arrive fully formed. Opportunities that should have required years of groundwork appear already aligned. Already ripe, already carrying everything they need to carry. This acceleration is not luck, it is physics. A coherent field interacts with the quantum field differently than an incoherent one. When your broadcast is clear, the quantum field doesn't have to sort through layers of static and conflicting signals to find your frequency. It reads your field directly and begins assembling around it directly. The response is faster because the signal is cleaner. The manifestation is more complete because the broadcast is more coherent. When this begins happening, and it either already is or it is about to begin, an old voice may rise in your field. It will sound reasonable. It will say, "This is too fast. Things don't work this way for you. Be careful, don't trust this. Wait for the other shoe." That voice is the echo of the old frequency. It was functional in the chapter you've left behind, where things were harder and slower and where skepticism was a reasonable protection. But it belongs to a broadcast you are no longer generating. You can hear it with some compassion because it was genuinely trying to keep you safe. And then you can let it pass through without anchoring in your field. Because things do work this way now. Not because you are special in a way that others aren't. Because your field is coherent in a way that it wasn't before. And coherence is the mechanism. It is the only mechanism. When the signal is clean, the assembly is fast. When the broadcast is clear, the response is full. This is available to anyone who reaches this frequency. You have reached it. Let the acceleration be normal. Let the arrivals be welcome. Let the speed of this chapter surprise you without making you suspicious of it. Write 555 below. That number is the frequency of change, of arrival, of things finally moving. Drop it and feel it land. Your light was never off. I want to say something to you that I need you to receive in your field, not process with your mind. Your radiance is not something you generate. That distinction is everything. If radiance were something you produce, something that depends on your effort or your consistency or your having done everything correctly, then it would always be in danger of going out. You would always be monitoring it, managing it, anxious about losing it. You would carry the radiance the way you carry something borrowed. Carefully, with the constant awareness that it could be taken back, but that is not what your radiance is. Your radiance is what you are at the quantum level. The atoms composing your body are organized energy. The processes animating your body generate electromagnetic fields. At the most fundamental layer of your physical existence, you are a coherent field of organized light that has taken a particular shape for a particular period of time. That light is not generated by your goodness or your effort or your worthiness. It is generated by the fact that you exist. It is the electromagnetic signature of a living quantum system. It is yours. It has always been yours. The clearing you have been through did not create your light. It revealed it. Every ending, every loss, every structure that fell away, every relationship that completed, every identity that dissolved in a way that felt like grief. None of that was destroying anything real in you. It was removing what had accumulated over the layers of conditioning and fear and other people's expectations that had been dimming a light that was never actually off. You were never broken. You were never behind. You were never the problem. You were a coherent field of quantum energy with too much interference in the broadcast, and the clearing removed the interference. And now your actual signal, the frequency that is native to who you are at the deepest level, is coming through clean and clear and strong for the first time in longer than you may realize. That signal is on. It has been on the whole time. And now you know it. And that knowledge is not a small thing. A conscious field broadcasts differently than an unconscious one. Awareness produces coherence. Coherence is the mechanism. Knowing what you are and choosing to inhabit it deliberately is the most powerful thing a human being can do with their electromagnetic field. You are doing it right now. Write luminous below. That is what your field is in this moment. Name it. What you name, you anchor. What you anchor, you broadcast. What you broadcast, the quantum field assembles around. Final practice and closing transmission. Come back to your breath. Come back to the center of your chest. If the warmth from our earlier practice has faded, find it again now. It does not have to be grand. It just has to be real. A thread of genuine warmth is enough. Find it and let it build. From inside that warmth, I want you to feel the full arc of what you have moved through. Not the story of it, the frequency of it, the specific quality of someone who has been through something real and come out the other side, not harder but clearer, not more guarded but more genuinely themselves. The quality of a field that has completed a clearing and is standing quietly at the entrance of a chapter. It has been preparing for without knowing it was preparing for it. Feel that. Let it be simple, let it be settled, let it be true. Now feel where you are. The entrance is not in front of you. You are standing in it. The chapter has already begun. The quantum field is already reading your coherent signal and already beginning to assemble around it. Not because you have finally earned it. Not because you have finally figured out the formula. Because your field is broadcasting it. And the field does not lie. What you are radiating right now, this warmth, this settled clarity, this quiet, unshakable knowing that something has shifted and you are standing on the right side of the shift, that is the frequency of your best chapter. Not what you hope it is, what it is. Let your body hold it. Let your field broadcast it. Let the quantum field around you do what it always does with a coherent signal. Let it assemble. Take this with you. Not as a concept, as a felt frequency you can return to in any ordinary moment of your day, in the quiet of the morning before anything has asked anything of you, in the stillness before sleep when your field is naturally open and receptive, in the middle of an unremarkable afternoon when nothing particularly significant is happening but your field is broadcasting anyway. It is always broadcasting. You might as well broadcast consciously. You found this. Out of everything available to you, your field brought you here. That was your first act of conscious chapter navigation. And it worked. You are here. The frequency reached you. The transmission landed. Now carry it forward. And if someone in your life is in their own clearing right now, in that difficult space between the old and the new, where nothing makes sense from the inside and everything hurts in ways they can't explain, share this with them. Not as advice, as a frequency. Let their field encounter what yours just encountered. That is a genuine act of radiance. That is your coherent field doing what coherent fields do when they are fully on. Rippling outward, touching fields you will never personally meet. Lifting them toward a coherence they have always been capable of. This is why your best chapter is not just good for you. It is good for everyone your field touches, and your field touches more people than you know. Before you go, If this transmission reached you, subscribe to this channel. Not because I'm asking for a number, because you found a frequency and you can stay in it. Every transmission here is built for exactly this, for the person standing where you are standing at the entrance of something they have been preparing for longer than they realized. Stay in the field, keep receiving, and like this video, not as a gesture, as an act of coherent broadcasting. When you feel something real and you acknowledge it, you amplify it in your own field. You tell the quantum field, yes, this is real, I receive it. And the quantum field hears exactly that, right 999 below. That number means completion. Completion of the old chapter. Completion of the clearing, and the beginning of everything that comes after it. Drop it and mean it. The transmission